Join me as I open up the October paper pumpkin kit, Joy to the World. It comes in a beautiful red box. It looks like Mary Merlot. And the color is just jade. I love these Stampin' spots for using with my Stamparettas. And here's the stamp set. Let's flip it over. Wishing you a very happy Christmas filled with joy. It's a wreath. Merry Christmas. And some other sentiments, some berries, and a flower. I love using these smaller sets for my calendars that I make during the craft season. Spread the joy. Okay, this is what it's supposed to look like when I'm done. And this one came in English, French, and German. So it was available to the European countries where it normally is not. Let's see what we have here. White tissue paper. And I'll get that out of the way. Let's open this up. Here we go. Takes a little bit to get into it here. Pull this out of the way. Wrapping off. I can see some beautiful things in here already. Got some red twine. Let's get it out here. It's very pretty. Really fine. And some dimensionals. Regular size. Oh, look at these. Aren't these cute with the cable? Embossing. Some square ones. Some rectangular ones. I should have bought that cable embossing folder several years ago. I didn't, and now I regret it. So, let's see. We've got some envelopes here that are lined. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. They're all the same. And then we have some labels. A couple different sizes. And look at the gorgeous cards with gold foiling on them. Oops. I think we've got a set of 8 in here. Here's a 12. There's some gorgeous flowers in the wreaths. More cards. And then these, let's see, glue dots, of course. And these beautiful gold foil sayings in German, French, and English. So if you have any friends that live overseas or that have family that are overseas that you could maybe share those letters with. Here's our directions. And there's 8 cards, it looks like. 4 of each, so 4 simple steps. Actually 3. And let's see, we'll get started here. So we open our Stampin' Spot here. I don't know, I always have a hard time. I watch the videos for Paper Pumpkin, and when they open it, it always seems so simple. So here we got it. Took a little bit. We got it. Now, let's get a couple of labels on here. I like to look at the pictures. I do better with the pictures than the directions. A little ink on my hands. I'll take one of the small labels and one of the bigger ones. And I'm going to get a couple of blocks out here. Now, if you're new to Paper Pumpkin, your first kit, you get a block so that, I'm trying to get more light on here, but it's not working. Anyway, in your initial kit, you get a block that's that size but thinner, so that you would, if you don't have a lot of stamping supplies, you have a block for your Paper Pumpkin kits, and all the stamps will fit on that block. It's one of my smaller blocks. Ink it up. Stamp that on there. A little bit more ink. Nice thing about the clear stamps is that you can see through them and see how much ink you have on them. So didn't have quite enough on that one. So back to the world. Get my other stamp out here. And it just fits on there. I want to show you something that I learned a little bit ago. On the photopolymer ones, if you rough them up a little bit, and I use my paper piercing mat to do that, it takes off kind of the sealer, or whatever you want to call it, on there. My upline told me about that. I think she used an eraser of some sort, but I find that my paper piercing mat works really well for it. So because it's photopolymer, I'm going to use that for stamping too. Gives a little extra cush. Get some scrap paper in here. My label. Make it up good. There, Merry Christmas. Let's set that out of the way. And now it's time to stamp the wreath on the pre-printed wreath. And somebody was showing me, or I saw this, not showing me, but had a demonstration on how they use Velcro to line up the wreaths. So I'm gonna give it a try and see what happens. So I love that the grid paper has, our paper for the Stamparatus has grids on it, so you can line things up always in the same place. So I'm going to get out a piece of vellum. She used vellum. Let's see how this works. I was wondering maybe if a window sheet would work. Maybe better. And I laying it out the way she did and came to realize I'm left-handed. So I'm not sure how this is going to work here. She was right-handed. I know whenever I see somebody else's stamp apparatus opening up to the right, it always looks odd to me. And it's just because I'm left-handed. So let me get some washi tape here to hold that down with. I'll line up my stamp and try to figure out how to line this up. And I'm not seeing that it's really easy. So I'll keep moving it around and hopefully that'll line up for me in some way, somehow. Let's see how that is. Oh, a little bit more. It's hard to know where the berries are supposed to go. Oh, it's sticky. I don't like that. Yeah, I think I need to switch it to the other side just because I'm left-handed. Let's see how that works. That way when I pull it open, it'll be pulling against the washi tape. And hopefully it'll stay in place. So I'm going to rough up my stamp a little bit quick with my paper piercing mat. Lay it under there for a little bit of support. And ink up my stamp. Good. And we'll see how this technique works. I've tried this before. You can kind of see through there where the berries line up. No, it's not working for me, I don't think. What to do? I don't know. Do something that I don't recommend after the fact, so I'm getting a handy wipe and wiping it off. And it clears it off okay. I don't know that I'll be able to use this vellum again. It's starting to curl a little bit. I'm going to just try to go without. Try to figure out something else. Okay, let me see. There's that center in the middle is not an exact circle. It does have a shape. And the punch out in the middle has a bit of a shape too. The die, so I'm going to try and line that up. That may be a good indicator as to where it's supposed to go. And if not, you know what, it's not rocket science, and nobody will know how it's supposed to look. So, yeah, I think I got it. Yeah, close that. Now, you shouldn't have to use the stamp apparatus with the paper napkin. So, I guess I'm just trying this because of the lady's idea. Try and use the vellum again, see how it works. I've got it lined up pretty good. Looks okay. I think just lining it up with that, with the shape in the middle, in the center, I think it works better. And so you really don't need to use the Stamparatus with it. I think if you do that, it's going to be fine. It's not necessary. So, but as long as I have it, I am going to stamp up the rest of these really quick. Can you tell I stamp on my jammies? This is about 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've had some insomnia, so my craft room is on the same level as my bedroom. So I just have to walk about 20 feet and I'm in it. And so when I can't sleep, I get up and stamp. And then sometimes if I'm lucky, I can go back and lay down and sleep for a couple more hours. Let's see. This is looking pretty good. As I say too, when you're doing your Stamparatus, if you don't get the image as dark as you'd like the first time, you can always go back and stamp right over. That's what I really love about it. And I use this a lot with when I do my little mini easel calendars for my craft fair. So, I think there must be 6 in this set. I'll have to check. So must be 12 cards. I didn't look to see. Usually the November and October kits are my favorite because they have the Christmas themes. So there, we're done with that. Set to the side. Now, let's see. Take one of the rectangular ones, and it says to use 18 inches of the thread. So I'm going to find the end here. Sometimes it's hard for me to find those. So it's a nice little guide on there. So basically when you have a paper pumpkin kit, all you really need is your scissors. The adhesives and everything else are always included. Let's see, it says to kind of wrap it around and tie it. So let's see. When I'm doing a bow like this, I have a trick that I use. I take a little glue dot, my piercing tool, and show you really close up here. I'm off camera. Sorry, thought I'd help it. I tie it together first time. Where it comes together, I use that glue dot to hold it down a bit. I'll tighten that up a bit. I press that right in, and then it holds it while I do the rest of the time. So my dexterity over the last couple of years has gotten a little bit worse, and so this makes it easier for me to tie. I'm sorry, I'm off camera here. I forgot to zoom back out again. Excuse me. And isn't that a lovely piece of paper there? I'll take one of the wreaths, punch out the middle. Okay, Sharon, zoom back out. On. Get some dimensionals. I get so involved in what I'm doing, I forget. There, finally. Zoom out. There we go. Good girl. And I'm surprised there aren't any other embellishments with this, like some enamel dots or something. That'd be really pretty. I suppose I figured with the foil you really don't need more. So I'm going to use my take a pick tool here. Love this thing. And get my works much better when you have the roller glue dots. Usually when I have my roller glue dots, I can just pick it up with my take a pick tool, put it on the glue dot, and then pick it off with my paper piercing. I'll put that dot there, the dot for the joy. What do you call that anyway? I don't know. I always call it just a dot. Some glue dots to the back of this. I'll take the back off. Put that right there. That's gorgeous. Isn't that gorgeous? Love that. I love foil. So we're going to take some more glue dots and put it on the back of the sentiment. Off screen again. Put that right there. And we'll take some of our snail. Snail, stamp and seal. See, I still use the old words. Second thought, I think I'll use some dimensionals. Because I think it looks like on the card or the example it's popped up a little bit. I'll peel the back enough of those too. Let's see, get our card back and card this out. Fold it in half and get our bone folder out so it has a nice crisp edge to it. And isn't that gorgeous? That's beautiful. Wow, love that. One more thing, one more card. We'll take one of the square embossed pieces. And our Christmas. And then we need the flowers. Let's see, we're gonna, first of all, do 18 inches again of the thread. It's 9 and 18. And then I'm going to take some glue dots and just place them different places. I could just like wrap it around and kind of lay it down, but it's so curly on itself, it wants to curl up. So I'm going to try to use the glue dots to hold it in place. I don't think the directions actually call for this, but oops, I got 2 pieces there. I think it might help a little bit. So we're going to just kind of swirl it around a little bit. I don't want it too tight. Some of it to show. I suppose if I would have thought ahead of time and just taken some and wet it down and let it dry really quick, and then it wouldn't be quite so curly cute. Take a couple of these. And a banner. Go for the banner. That goes on there. So get some dimensionals. So let me check and see. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything here. Okay. Find our dimensionals. Put those on there. Lay it across there. Center it. And tuck that end down a little bit. There we go. That's better. Center that. And then some glue dots on here. Dimensionals. On one side, the glue dot parts will go onto the foil dimensionals. Because the banner's popped up, we want the flower to be the same level. Depth. Right? You know what I mean. And let's see. Oh, I got the dimensionals in the wrong spot. I'll have to move them. Yeah. These are supposed to stick up at the top. Let's just move these. Oh, they stuck together. A couple more glue dots on here. And dimensionals are stacked. Let's see if we can peel them apart here. Yeah, there we go, no problem. Now we can get our flowers the way they're supposed to be, the leaves on the top there. A little bit of that thread poking out. Now let's see if we can do the second one without any mistakes. Let's see. That's how we want it to go. The leaves in the bottom. Now, if you're not a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, it's easy to join. Just go to my webpage, www.SharonBrennan.stampinup.net, and then just type in Paper Pumpkin in the search, and it'll show you where you can join and subscribe. You can get it for 1 month, or you can sign up for 3 months or 6 months or 12 months. And at any time, if you wanted to spend, you can do that too. So it's really easy, and it's all inclusive. It's $22 for the kit, and they come once a month. So there's a paper pumpkin fan page that shows lots of different alternatives on Facebook. So give you a lot of different ideas to use these with the leftover pieces, because there's usually always leftover pieces. Or just to do, say you don't particularly care the design for that month, then you can go to the fan page, and there's always some great ideas for alternate ideas and how to use your kit. And let's get another card base out here. Turn this one, it's going to be landscape. And there we're done. So if you enjoyed this, I hope you'll give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my blog, which is cottagelandestamper.blogspot.com, or join me on my Facebook group page, where I do Tuesdays at 2, a live presentation. So there we go. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for stopping in.